Hey there everybody, this just arrived. Let's get it open and see what's in there. Look at that. LifeKnife Commando. Still in the box, or at least it comes with the box. The knife that could save your life, a complete survival kit. Right, this is pre-owned, and I don't know how much they used it, but it looked pretty good in the pictures, so I jumped on it. Looks like it's got some matches. There's the sheath. Wow, my first thought is like this sheath is like really thick. That's some nice looking leather. Looks like there's a little, the brass is tarnishing and corroding a little bit there, which is typical for brass. And what's that? Oh, this must be the little oil compass for the handle. Oh yeah, it looks like it needs glued back in. That's not a big deal at all. It says Japan in there, so that's pretty cool. Give me a second here. All right, you get this like paper with it. You can read this yourself if you want, but you do get a limited warranty with it apparently. I had to put my knife on it to hold the paper down there, but hopefully you can see it. That's cool. All right, let's get a look at this blade. I hope it's good. Look at that. A little lint on it. Okay, I'm trying to get that to focus. It says LifeKnife Commando. Real hard to get that in focus there. Get the light to hit it just right. And this side says 440 stainless, made in Japan, US patent pending. All right, this is the first time I ever held one of these. These little finger grooves fit my hand like perfectly. That is nice. Looks like it's a pretty straight blade. It's got a saw on the back, which is very aggressive. This might just be a notch saw, but it is very sharp. Let me see, is that edge sharp up top? No, it's got the false edge on top. You'd have to sharpen that yourself. It's got a spear point. And I don't know if that's a hollow grind. I think it's kind of like a flat. Doesn't really feel hollow. And if it is, it's very, very shallow. Like you can barely even notice. But it's got a kind of a grippy texture. Almost feels like it had some kind of a sandpaper-ish texture underneath of the paint, so it's giving it that roughness. But then it has a, I think it's an aluminum butt cap. Let me get that off. Yep, It's got the little survival kit in there. I see the wire saw and the fishing line. Catches my eye right off the bat. Let me get that out of there. Okay, there's your little wire saw. And looks like this has some fish hooks, some lead sinkers, and some fishing line. And that's it. I don't see any matches in here. There might be a sewing needle. But yeah, I think that's a sewing needle. So you could put your own matches or whatever. But this is an not solid, but it's an aluminum handle that's threaded. And I'd like to get some light down in there. You can see down in there, I got a red light, but it is filled with epoxy down at the bottom. That's how these come. They got the epoxy to about right here. And that is so the bolt never loosens, so the knife doesn't come out. Pretty lightweight, I gotta say, considering it's all metal construction. I have a sheet of printer paper here, and this is the knife right out of the package. Let's see if it arrives sharp at all. Wow, not bad. Yeah, not too shabby. If I strop this a little bit, it should get even better. Okay, here it is after a couple minutes on the strop. Oh yeah, noticeably sharper. You get those nice rounded cuts. Yep, that is a freaking scalpel. Okay, let's take another look at the sheath here real quick. This strap can slide forward or backwards, I guess. Can do nothing with my left hand, but it's got a giant belt loop. And it does come with a sharpening stone. Get it out. I don't know if you can make that out, but one side is like gray and rougher, and the other side is like real fine, like porcelain, ceramic. That's what I was thinking. So you got the sharpening stone, which feels like about 220 or 300, and then this is very smooth. This is probably like 600, but that's kind of cool. And what I like about these sheaths is this is all leather. This isn't like a little plastic stone holder like some of those old 80s blades were. And let's check out the other side. It looks like there's a built-in pocket back here, which I haven't seen this on a lot of other ones, so let's see what's in there. Okay, you got those two slot rings, those key rings for putting on your cable saw. And is that it? Or is there something else down in there? Alright, I don't see anything else down in there. This pivots back and forth also. But it's a nice pocket. You could fit a Bic lighter down in there. Really easy. And I don't think you could put this on the knife. Like, maybe you could, I don't know, but I think that's probably a fine place for them, if you even want to carry them. But that's kind of neat that you got that little hidden back pocket on there. Every bit of this is leather. I'm going to polish this sheath up a little bit. Well, I tried it. You can get one of them on there, but the only way you could get them both on is you'd have to take off that little rubber O-ring, and that's what makes it waterproof, so you don't want to do that. But it was just something I was checking out there. Alright, you're looking at about 5 inches on the actual cutting edge, and close to about 5 3/4 for the entire blade there. And the overall knife is almost 11 1/4. And the handle's about 5 inches. Just about 1 1/4 inches for the width of the blade. Just a tiny hair over 1/8 of an inch for the thickness of the steel stock. Okay. The knife by itself, it does have that survival stuff in the handle. It is 10.8 ounces, so under a pound. And the sheath by itself weighs about 6 ounces. And the knife and the sheath together looks like it's about 1 pound and 1/8 of an ounce. $476 grams together. 305 grams by itself. This is what it looks like inside of the sheath. Fits down in there really nice. I had to wet form the strap a little bit so that it would loosen up enough to actually buckle around the handle because it was so snug. Okay, since I've got it, I've polished the sheath. I got some of that green corrosion off of the brass. Gave it a good thorough oiling and buffed it out a little bit. I wet formed this top strap just a little bit so that it would fit better. And I used moss blade polish on the blade. And I did use a little black enamel because there was some paint scuffs on the guard there. So now that practically looks like new. But I didn't go too overboard. Oh yeah, and I glued in the compass. I just used some crazy glue. It didn't take much to hold that in, so now it's pretty much a complete knife ready to go. And I don't know if these matches come with it, like inside of the box. It did when I got it, but I mean originally, or, you know, or what, but I'll do a size comparison here really quick. All right, this is the one a lot of people have or know about. This one does have the aluminum handle, but it has this pretty crappy vinyl sheath with the plastic sharpening stone holder there, and this thing looks like it's falling apart. This is just like a rough gray sharpening stone in there, probably about 150 grit, maybe 220. This one has a much better dual-sided stone, ceramic on one side, and the gray, heavier grit, lower grit on the other. But they are pretty similar in size. It's just that this one up here is way better quality. The LifeKnife Commando. And I recently reviewed this jumbo version of it. It's decent. It's basically the same as the other one, just much larger. But this is still like a more heavy-duty, more realistic knife. Well, I think that about covers it for this LifeKnife Commando. The steel is Japanese steel, 440. Nice thick leather sheath. Can't complain about it. Comes with a really nice sharpening stone, like a better quality one. The saw on this is actually pretty aggressive. It's got the spear point. It's got a decent edge on it. Really solid handle. They do put polymer down in here to lock it in place. So yeah, I'm glad I picked one of these up. I hope you enjoyed this video.
This is Joe Doomsday, signing out.
In your blood. When you're pushed, killing's as easy as breathing. Live for nothing, or die for something. Your call.